YouTubers. It is me, Wes, and this is AmpFit episode 3. In this episode, we're going to be doing a few really good stretches as well as some cardio. The first thing I want to get started with to warm up is some jumping jacks. So if you are an amputee, a leg amputee in particular, you might not be able to do this unless you have a prosthetic, especially if you're a bilateral amputee. But if you have at least one leg, you should be able to do this. It's almost like you're hopping on one leg and moving your arms up and down. So, with the prosthesis, when I do it, I usually don't go the same amount out on both sides because it's kind of hard to move the prosthesis fast enough unless you have a really light one like a running leg, which I can do. But for the sake of this video, most people don't. They have a normal leg, such as mine, or a heavier leg, so it's harder to do the jumping jacks. But I'll show you how it's done, and I'll show you how it's done without a leg. So here we go. As you can see, I'm jumping mostly on my right leg and moving my left leg out and back in. You should do about 20 to 30 jumping jacks if you're able to, and do about 2 sets of them. Jumping jacks on one leg. I like to kind of hop side to side. It gives your body a nice workout. And it's something different than just hopping up and down. It's hard for me to do full jumping jacks in here because of my fan, my ceiling, and the wall here. So make sure you have a nice wide open space. So the first advanced stretch we're going to do today is stretching your obliques. Those are the muscles on your side of your body. So if I take my arm and I stretch like this, I'm going to be stretching these muscles right here. So you'll want to hold these stretches for about 15 to 30 seconds. And then switch. And you should feel a nice pull. If you need to, you can use your opposite hand for support on your leg. Alright, this next stretch requires that you at least have one leg, because you need one leg to support you so you can stretch the one side of your body easily. So many of you might have seen this, but you take your legs, you start to open them up like this, keep opening them, and either bend down if you can, or just lean to one side like this and stretch the inner side of your amputated leg. And then if you want to do the other side, I would suggest holding onto a wall and just kind of leaning up against it without putting any weight on your prosthesis. Oh, you heard that? That was my suction valve. Alright, the next stretch. If you're a leg amputee, this stretch is going to help you both with your balance and with stretching your arms. So what you're going to do, you're going to try to put your hands behind your back. If you need to swing them in order to lock on, you can do that. You lock on your hands. Then what you're going to do is you're going to try to balance yourself and just start bending over like this. It's helpful if you kind of stick your butt back a little bit to keep your balance. Like so. This is stretching both your shoulders and the back of your legs a little bit right here. This is the next exercise that I would like you to perform. Sit down in a chair, give yourself enough space, then you take your hands, as long as you have both hands, and if you're able to do it with one arm only. Props to you, I can't. But this is to help with your triceps. This will work out your triceps and your legs as an amputee. You can do this with or without a prosthesis. So you take your legs, put them out as far as you can, and then you start to go down and go up. Go down and up. If you need to reorient yourself, that's okay. It also might be a good idea to have someone else help you so they can get your prosthetic leg farther out forward like so. That way you can get a nice deep stretch going and work out in your triceps. Now in all these exercises, it's really important that you breathe. Alright, proper breathing technique is when you exercise and you do that push to get to a position which you then have to hold and then slowly go back. That initial push, near the end of that, you should let out through your mouth. Then when you bring that push back in and slowly release, you should breathe in through your nose. So you breathe in through your nose, then you push, breathe out through your mouth, and that's how you do that. Alright, so for all you arm amputees out there, this is a good exercise slash stretch, just something to get your blood pumping and get you active. So many of you have probably seen this, but you can put your arms out, whatever part of your arms you have, and you can start to roll them in a circle. Now it's usually best to do one at a time. And when you're rolling your arm, focus on your balance. Try not to move much while you're doing it. And then you can switch and go backwards. And as you get more stretched and flexible, you should be able to start to do larger loops. Alright, another exercise is the Pec Fly. So you bring your arms in, bring them out, bring them in, bring them out, bring them in, bring them out. And make sure you're breathing. And you might think this is simple, but keeping your arms up and not letting them drop to your side is a really good workout for your upper arm here. You'll start to get tired very quick, especially if you don't hold your arms out that much. And that's good. And if you want to increase the difficulty, you can add weights, whether it be a water bottle, holding a water bottle in each hand, or whatever you can hold in your hands, your leg, I don't know, something. But that's always a good workout. And control is the key to getting a really good workout with this kind of exercise. Making sure you're not lowering and uppering while you're going out, but keeping them nice and parallel to the ground and controlled. This stretch is a really good stretch. And actually I find it harder to do on the side that's closer to your amputation when you're only using one leg and you're not using a prosthetic device. So I find holding this up is very difficult. So if you try to attempt this and it hurts your knee, I would suggest stopping. But this is a good exercise for stability, your upper body, your chest, your triceps, your abs, and your legs. And if you need to, you can kind of hold with your other arm to keep your balance. And try to do this for about 10 to 20 seconds if you can. Now on the other side, I find it easier, the side where you have your leg, because you use the outer muscles here and it's much stronger, like so. That's all for this episode of AmpFit. Be sure to check out my previous 2 episodes and tune in next week for another episode of AmpFit. This is Wes, and I will see you Sunday, July 15th, on my live stream in which I will be there to answer your questions live. So stay tuned. It's either going to be on this channel, the Amp for Life, or on my other channel, X360X Gamer. Otherwise, subscribe to this video, like and favorite it, and I'm out of here. See you later. AMP for Life.